The jury is in, y'all. Y'all ladies suck when it comes to accountability. The jury is in. Okay, the fact that you can't even receive that is exactly what I'm talking about, right? The lack of accountability. Welcome to yet another episode of Said Nicely. I know it's been a minute. I know you missed your boy. I missed y'all too. Although you could have caught me at the BLC pod. Speaking of which, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and all that good shit. You know what I mean? And check out the BLC store. We got merch, y'all, so tap in, you dig? And we'll be back with the BLC pod season 5 coming soon, so stay tuned for that. But for now, you're stuck with your boy. And today, I want to talk about accountability. More specifically, I want to talk about the role that men play when it comes to women's lack of it. That's right, you heard me correctly, right? How men contribute to women's lack of accountability. Now, I know you're probably thinking like, whoa, Nick, what you doing? Are you taking the lady sides? But nah, we got to be honest, fellas, okay? Because number one, can we agree that there seems to be a little bit imbalance when it comes to accountability? Right? I've heard enough conversations on social media, on Clubhouse, the accountability word. The jury is in, y'all. Y'all ladies suck when it comes to accountability. The jury is in. Okay? The fact that you can't even receive that is exactly what I'm talking about, right? The lack of accountability. Listen to the conversations, y'all. But it's not about that, right? Today is about how we as men play a role in that. And you know how we do it, fellas. I mean, to be honest, men are dishonest with women a lot for, understandable reasons. Like, so for example, if we're trying to holler, you know what I mean? We may not tell you certain things, because we got an end, right? We got a goal in mind. So it would not be conducive to that goal for us to tell you things that might be unflattering, especially when we know you guys don't receive it very well. So yes, men may lie by omission. We won't say certain things, right? Sometimes we lie overtly. Yeah, girl, you look amazing in that dress, even if we don't think so, but we want sex later. But the point is, men contribute to the lack of accountability. If we are not telling people the truth, if we're not accustoming them or allowing them to become more accustomed to hearing what the truth sounds like, then we can't get mad that when we tell them the truth that, oh my God, what are you talking about? My love you is crazy, right? I mean, because if a young lady is even mildly attractive from a very early age, little boys are bringing her toys and trinkets or whatever, Valentine's Day, trying to get with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are not socialized to tell y'all the truth early on. And these young ladies grow up to be grown women, right? So men, we got to be honest. We have to accept accountability for the fact that we've been lying to these women, man, for so long, right? So that's number one. Number two, fathers. I know, girl dads, right? I get it. You love your daughter. You love your princess, right? But are you also being honest with her? Are you correcting her in ways that she needs to be corrected? I get it. Being a doting dad is amazing, right? Girl dad, right? It's fantastic. I'm not a girl dad, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? I married somebody, and her father. But the point is, right? I get it. You want to protect your daughters. You want to make sure that they grow up to be credible, amazing, wholesome women, right? But in doing that, though, our fathers telling girls the hard truth. And I'm not talking about, some guy's going to want to get with you. But no, hey, where does she place? Is she cute or no? Is she going to have options or no? Does she have to develop a personality or no? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. As parents, it's hard to be critical of our children for so many different reasons. Number one, it's like they're a version of us, right? So it's like being hard on ourselves, right? Or number two, we don't want to hurt their development, right? We want to shelter them from harm. We know the world is crazy out there. You know your daughter's not that cute, but you're not going to tell her that, right? Because you don't want to crush her. You want to build her up. Girl, get them good grades. And finally, there's men who just avoid conflict, right? Believe it or not, men are supposed to be stoic, right? We're not supposed to be arguing with women, right? That whole thought process, right? So what does a man look like trying to get into a back and forth verbal conversation with someone who's probably more equipped to have that conversation? As soon as he says, hey, babe, can I tell you something? And then you flip the tables on him. I mean, come on, man. He's dead in the water. You feel me? Like, he's supposed to be stoic. He's not supposed to emote, right? He's not supposed to respond, especially if you are on 1 or 10, right? So some men just want to avoid conflict. So you know what? It's not that big of a deal. We make logical risk assessment decisions. And so there's oftentimes when men are not communicating to you guys the truth because we just don't want to deal with the shit that comes with being honest with y'all. You dig what I'm saying? And so again, we as men have to take responsibility for the fact that we have not created an environment for some of these women to be accountable. You dig what I'm saying? Because again, if we're young men trying to holler, if we're fathers trying to protect our daughters, or if we're men just trying to protect our peace, it's not insensitive necessarily, right? But what that does though is create a monster, right? An accountability monster. So men, we have to step up. But let me tell you what's so great, right? Because I do feel like men are accountable, right? And so if we're saying that, hey, we haven't done a good job of being honest with y'all, we need to do a better job. Well, guess what's happening right now? And I think this is where the core of the problem is. Men are finally speaking up and being honest, and women are having a hard time dealing with the criticism. This entire conversation, low-key, is an exercise. It's an example of how people just can't be accountable. Now listen, this may not apply to you specifically, but if you're honest in general and you look around, some of these things do make sense, right? And so at the end of the day, it's like, listen, if men are gonna be accountable, because what exactly is accountability, right? To be held to account. So if men are saying, or if we're recognizing that we have not done a good job of being honest with y'all, then how can we complain also about your lack of accountability? So the best way to apologize is change behavior, which is why you're hearing the conversations that you hear now. Aside from the fact it's social media, so you have strangers who may not be trying to fuck you specifically. They don't know you for real, so they can be more honest about what's going on, right? And then there's also been a chorus of conversation amongst men in regards to how men are not heard, not being listened to, etc. My point is that guys are now speaking up. So to me, that's just another example of how men are still being accountable, right? Even if we have to be responsible or accountable for how you all are not accountable, we can then be accountable and hold y'all accountable, right? By communicating the things that we feel like y'all may need to change. It's not necessarily an attack, right? It's an opportunity for growth, right? If you've been in an interview or a job review and like, hey, these are the areas where you can improve, look at it that way, right? However way you need to receive the information to improve your life, do that, right? But if you love someone or claim that you do, the least you can do is hear them out, right? There may be merit there, right? So at the end of the day, yes, we as men have been responsible, right? Maybe not all the way, but largely, right, for why women lack accountability. But I think now is the perfect time because men, as leaders, let's show these women how to do it, right? If we haven't been communicating, now let's communicate. Oh, wait, we're doing that right now. So I think it's important for y'all just to be open to accountability. Like, listen, accountability is great. You know what I'm saying? If you want to do better in life, if you're not with somebody, you want to be with somebody, I promise you, man, and I might speak for like almost all men, y'all would be surprised at how, wow, I didn't know you felt that way, and I apologize. What can I do? Woo! I am telling you, ladies, okay, if you out there right now, you got yourself a man, and you know there's something going on, fuck his head up, right? And just say, hey, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry. I apologize. And I'll do better. I promise you, you'll see a man you probably haven't seen in a while. And to me, that's said nicely. We'll see y'all next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and all that good shit. And of course, the BLC store got the merch. Until next time, be easy. Peace.